Welcome and welcome back, everybody. Tia here, and today we'll be checking out a small Mint tin solo game called Doom Machine. I'll be giving a tutorial during the playthrough, and be sure you stick around for the end for my thoughts on the game in general. If you haven't already subscribed, feel free to do that down below, and you can of course click the like button if you do end up enjoying the video. But without further ado, let's get started. So here is a game of Doom Machine set up and just about ready to play. Over the course of the game, you are going to be battling it out versus the Doom Core, the controller of the Doom Machine, by rolling dice and assigning them to defeat certain machine parts and eventually the Doom Core. So for setup, you can start by taking your player HP tracker. For the standard game, you're going to go ahead and use the A side, and you're going to set your health to 10 using the white cube. You'll also take the 5 starting player dice, which are black. Then you're going to go ahead and set up for the Doom Machine. You'll take out the Doom Machine tracker card with sentience and power at 0, and you'll remove the Doom Core card from the Doom Machine deck. Shuffle those up, remove 6 cards, and then place the Doom Core card at the bottom of the deck. You'll then draw your first 3 machine parts, and based on the value indicated here, you'll give them a machine die on that first spot. And we're set up and ready to play. So over the course of the round, you are going to have 2 phases. During the first player's phase, you're going to roll your 5 action dice and then assign them to different places, either using utilities to change them, assigning them to your shield to block damage, or assigning them to damage machine parts. In order to do 1 damage to a machine part, you have to fulfill the value in the yellow box. Next, the machine parts will then have their chance for revenge. Each die, starting with the rightmost card, will slide down 1. If it reaches an icon, you'll go ahead and check the corresponding action on that particular card. So for example, the Populous Grinder, when it hits this little star shape, will go ahead and take 4 damage. If it gets to the heart, it will repair, aka heal itself to, all the way back up to a total of 3 health, if possible. If a machine part die ever cycles to a dead spot or is in the last position of a card, it is then going to return back to that starting position. Finally, you'll add 1 more Doom Machine card to the end of the line, and again, give it a machine die. Anytime you do kill a machine part, it will be discarded, and you will gain up to 5 extra dice that will be converted into your player dice in this manner. Once we get to the last card, which is the Doom Machine, you'll have to defeat that card in order to win the game, regardless or not of whether there are other machine parts available. If you ever have your HP reduced to 0, you have lost the game. So let's go ahead and jump into our first turn. The first thing we're going to do is roll any of our player dice. For the start, we just have our 5 black starting dice. Okay, and if we look, we're going to be taking 4 damage. The hard cycle storage will cycle an adjacent or an extra movement for adjacent parts, which we do have, so another 4 damage. And the impact nexus will do 1 damage for each card part in play. So we're looking at a total of 4 plus 4 plus 3, so 11 damage, which isn't great, but we do have some options to combat that. The first thing I'm going to do is take this 5 and use the utility to add or subtract 1 pip. Important to note that 1 does not wrap around to 6, nor does 6 wrap back down to 1. Now, any dice assigned to utilities, whether they are pip modifiers or re-rolls, will have to be placed at the end of the round or at the end of this phase, because we only have 3 slots available for each of those actions. Let's see. We can also do equal value dice to damage the impact nexus, which might be a good idea. I can't really use these towards hard cycle storage because they have to be greater than 3. So I could modify these into 4s and re-roll these, but I'm thinking that we'll just kind of focus on the impact nexus first, since it has a little less health. Our Populous Grinder will be able to heal itself, so there's no point in damaging that unless we can kind of kill it in a set amount of turns. Well, perhaps we could kill it before next turn if we do roll more 3s, but that seems less likely. So I'm going to assign these 2 3s and these 2 2s to our impact nexus. Each one will do 1 damage since we need 2 equals, so that'll be down to 2 damage. And then I'm going to take the 6 and assign it as a shield. All right, so the Doom Machine is going to go ahead and cycle through for its different parts. The Populous Grinder will do 4 damage to us. Any damage is first going to be removed from our shield, so that brings us down to 2. Hard cycle storage will go ahead and cycle an additional time for adjacent parts. I'll deal 4 damage. So now we're down to 8 health. And we'll do 1 damage for each card part in play. Oh my gosh. So we're already down to half of our health at 5, which isn't great, but we'll see how we go. We're going to go ahead and slide these cards down, draw an additional card off the top of the deck, and set out a machine part die for it. Oh, what is this? Deal damage to the HP of the left adjacent part. So there's no left part yet, so we'll be okay there for now, but it does have 6 health. Okay, moving on to our second turn. I'm gonna go ahead and roll my dice here. Oh man, I could have killed this had I assigned the dice to it before. Oh no. Let's see. So this will cycle through back to the top. This will cycle through back to the top once it reaches those dead spaces. So what can we focus on doing? We want to kill parts as quickly as possible because we want to grab more dice that we can then utilize. So I think what I'll do is we won't be taking any damage this turn, which is really great. So we'll assign these 3 2s. I'm going to turn this 2 into a 3 as well. And then I will put this 6 here to damage the hard cycle storage. All right, so we'll do 1 damage to our hard cycle storage, which brings it down to 4. This one will take 1 damage. I'm going to assign these 2 3s last to this one. Boom. That goes into our player dice area, and the impact nexus is dead. Now, it does have a power that will activate once we kill it, which is -1 power to the Doom Machine, but since we're at 0, we can't go into the negatives, unfortunately, so we'll just discard that and fill in the gap. Okay, Populous Grinder, Repair 2. Since it's already at its maximum health, it'll just stay at 3. Here we're going to cycle 1 additional since there are adjacent parts, meaning that I'll go to the dead space and back up. And here we're going to deal damage equal to the left card's HP. So luckily nothing right now. Draw our next card, and it is the Synaptic Disruptor. Oof. All right. And it has 4 health. So we definitely want to get rid of this one or get the health down, as it's going to also increase the Doom Machine's sentience. So essentially sentience and power are 2 just tracks that different cards will reference in terms of damage or things like that. And certain cards will target that and pumping it up in order to do more damage throughout the game. All right, so rolling. We do have 6 dice this time, which is great. If we get a lot of 2s and 3s, we can just kill the Misery Extractor, which would be cool. We could do 3 damage to it. We need a 4 and a 5. Oof. That's not great. So we could do 1 damage. We could do 2 if we change this to a 4 and a 5. We could also do 3 damage, change this to a 3. If we reroll these, we could do some stuff. Oh no. I really want to kill the hard cycle storage though, because it's doing a lot of damage to us. So we need dice that are greater than 3. So what I'll do is assign these 3 there. Boom. That brings us down to 1. And then I think I also want to go ahead and move this up to a 4 using utility. So that'll kill that one. With this 2 and this 3, this is not ideal. I think I'm going to re-roll these. So I'll start with the 2. You're going to re-roll it immediately, then place it on the re-roll spot. A is 6. That's going to be a shield because we will be taking 4 damage here, and that's it. So I guess I'll re-roll this one and see what we get, or I'll do 1 damage to the Misery Extractor. That's what we'll do. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this 4 and assign it. Oh, I should do this first technically. So we have 1 damage there, assign this, boom, hard cycle storage is dead. There's no kind of destruction action that will trigger because of that. And then we'll put 6 up to our shield. Alrighty, so Populous Grinder is gonna go to a dead space, cycle back up. Here, damage equal to the HP of our left card, so we go down to 2. And the I can't say that word. Synaptic Disruptor is going to go ahead and add 1 sentience to our Doom Machine track. Okay, and we'll flip. We now have the Soul Harvester. All right, that one's way easier to say. So we have 3 health here. Ooh, this one does a lot of damage and it locks dice. Oh my gosh, and I have to use 3 dice to damage it? Oh, baby. One cool thing though, if we kill the misery extractor, I don't know if y'all can see this, but it will do damage to the left adjacent part. So if we can get rid of Synaptic Disruptor, set it, and then use it to kill Soul Harvester, we can use less dice on that one, ideally. Shields don't stay from round to round, by the way, so let's see what we do. We managed not to take any damage since that first round, which is good. All right, what do we have here? We have 4s and 5s. Hey, that's something. We could do 3 damage to this one, which would mean this one would only do 1 damage. This one would do 4 damage, which isn't great, but 5 damage? Oh no. Okay, we're gonna have to, so 4 damage, 5, 6, plus 5 is 11 damage. So I'm going to have to block most of that if I can. Here's 11. What, could I do something with just a single 5? No, so maybe what I'll do instead is we're gonna do some crazy shenanigans here. These are definitely gonna be shields. Then we are going to, I had a plan and now I can't think of it. I'm gonna move this 4 down to a 3 with my utility. That will go towards Misery Extractor. Now I need a 4 here, so I'm gonna use this machine die, use the utility to change it to a 4. Y'all following this? Okay. So now we have a 4 and a 5 for Synaptic Disruptor. So it's gonna go down to 3 health. Then we're going to go ahead and do this 4 and 5 to go down to 2 health. And then I'm going to do 1 damage to our Misery Extractor. Bada bang, bada boom. Alright. I think we're good. I might have miscounted the damage slightly. 5, 6, 7... Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8... 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, so what I should have done, we had 1 more utility. I should have made this a 6 before assigning it to a shield. My bad, XCOM. All right. So now we can go ahead and have the machine parts go through. 4 damage here. That'll bring this down to a 2. We have our Misery Extractor. 2 damage as per HP to the left card. This one will deal 1 damage, so down to 5. And this one will just deal a straight 5 damage, so down to 0 for a shield, but we did not take any damage as far as HP goes, so yay. And we have a new card part. It is worth mentioning that if you ever have 10 machine parts or more out, that you do not add a new card, but I think that technically only plays to hard mode with the number of cards that are in the deck, so there we go. Alrighty, Extinction Collider. Oof. All right, let's go ahead and roll our dice here. We have some lovely things. We really should have just killed that Populous Grinder from the beginning, shouldn't we have? 1, 2, we can't quite take it out. It's gonna heal. This won't do anything. This won't do anything. This will lock 1 die, so if possible, we wanna kill this. So is there a way for us to do 2 damage here and then 4 damage here? No. Not in the slightest, but we could do this, and then we could do 4 or 5 deal damage equal to power. So we have 0 power right now, which is good. We don't have to assign anything to a shield. So I think we should just try to kill as many of these as possible, if possible. I'm gonna go ahead and bump this up to a 4 so that we can pair it with a 5 and kill the Synaptic Disruptor. In fact, let's go ahead and put this down to a 1 right now. And what was the plan? These 2 are gonna attack this, and then I have 3 3s left. Can we do anything with that? Not. Oh, we can yeah, we can deal 3 damage to our Misery Extractor, which just gets us really close to damaging the Soul Harvester, etc., etc. So 3 damage here, it brings it down to a 1. Then we're gonna go ahead and take this 4 and this 5, 2 damage, and defeat the Synaptic Disruptor. Okay. gain that die into our pool. We're almost at our maximum of 5 dice gained in that manner. All right, machine parts will go. Heal back up to 3. Joke's on you. We haven't even touched the populace grinder, which, by the way, all these little people, I love it. It kind of reminds me, I don't remember the name of the video game, but there was one where you like put all the dudes down in the hole. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like you drag them through the mobs. If anybody knows the name of that video game, let me know in the comments. I watched some playthroughs of it, but I've never played it myself. Dead Space. This one will lock a die, which means that we will have access to 1 less die for this round. And damage equal to power. We're at 0, so we're A-okay there. Ooh, and our new card. Logic Mainframe has 4 health, and it's going to just be cycling through adding sentience. When we kill it, it will add 2 power as well. Okay, I think we've got a good thing going though. Next round, I've lost track of which round we're on. I don't know if that happens to anyone else too. For this game, it doesn't matter too much, but for some other games, like on my lunch break today, I was playing the newest Clever game, Clever Cubed, and I always forget to mark off which round I'm on, especially when I'm playing by myself, so that gets a little questionable there. All right, we definitely want to kill this one and hopefully take this one out with it. So, nothing's going to do damage to us this turn if we kill this one. I need 2 dice that, when they add together, equal the value of another die. But I also need a 2 or a 3. So if I take these 2 4s and turn them into 3s on my utility spaces, I can use them along with a 6 to damage the Soul Harvester. I'm going to also assign this 3 to the Misery Extractor to kill it. Boom. 2 damage to the left adjacent part. It'll go down to a 1, like so. Oh, this one cycled back up to the top, right? Did I forget to take damage for this one? Uh-oh, I'll have to check later on. Recording and keeping track of what's going on can be really overwhelming sometimes, so apologies if that was an error. Hey, I caught it while I was recording it, though. It's pretty good. We'll see if this is a valid win or not. I have some 4s, a 5, and a 6. Again, nothing's going to be damaging me this round because I will kill the Soul Harvester with this combo that's coming up here. So what can I do? What can I do? 4s and 5s here would be great. Or equal dice here. I think we'll go for this one. So 3, and I'll change this to a 5. So now I can assign these. So we have 3 damage, bringing it down to 3. Another 1. 2. I almost did 3, 4. That would have definitely not been right. And then 3 plus 3 equals 6. So our Soul Harvester, boom, did. Alrighty, cool. We kind of cleaned house that round, not gonna lie. Let's move it down, okay? And then we need our new card. Ooh, and we have our last card left after this, which is the Doom Core. So we will see we can defeat it. Alrighty. Let's see. Populace Grinder cycles through. Extinction Collider, damage equal to power, which is 0. Here we're going to gain 1 sentience, or not we, the Doom Machine is going to. And this is our new card. We should have resolved those before I put that out. Alright, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So rolling our dice. Let's see what we get. So many dice. Oh, I love it. Speaking of dice, does anybody use any like dice tumblers or things like that? I feel like they take up a lot of space on the table, so I don't personally own any, but I've seen some really cool ones. Let me know in the comments below if you have a cool dice rolling mechanism that I should check out. Would be very interested. Okay. So, are we taking damage? 4 damage here. 4 damage here. Unless we can kill them. So if I have 6 dice that are 1s or 6s, we could kill this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could kill this one outright. And it would stop it from repairing adjacent parts. I could also use a 5 to block this damage. And then I have some 2s and a 3. I could do 2 2s here and a 3 here as a 4. That would be cool. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna change these 2 5s to 6s using my utility down here. And then what was I doing? I'm changing this to a 4. Oh no, don't drop the dice. And I had a 5 for the shield. So we'll do 4 damage to our recycling vats, which brings it down to 2 health. And then I'm gonna do 1 to our logic mainframe for 3. My brain just stopped working for a moment there. And we have 2 6s, so we'll kill the recycling vats. Again, we're not gonna get this die because we can only gain a maximum of 5 machine dice that way, which we're maxed out on that. And then our 4 is gonna deal 1 damage to our extinction collider, bringing it down to 1. Okay, and in the correct order this time, we're gonna move this down. So 4 damage. We have 1 power. The Doom Machine's first power of the game. And then we have our logic mainframe, which is going to add another sentience. So we're at 1 power, 3 sentience, and our last card, which is the Doom Core. Alrighty. So now, again, the only way we can win is if we kill the Doom Core, regardless of what other machine parts may be out. We lose if our HP reaches 0. Here we go. Nice ASMR dice rolling. I don't know if you can even hear it. Doesn't like pick it up. Okie dokie. Ooh, so we do have quite a few 6s, which we need 3 6s in order to kill the Doom Core. So some big dice there. This one will heal whatever. It's been healing forever. This one will do 3 damage. This one will cycle back up. This one will do damage equal to sentience with power. So that would be 3 for 4 damage plus the 2 damage. So if we put a 6 up here, oh, we have our shield die from before too. Then we would be safe on, whatchamacallit, safe on damage and HP. So I'm gonna make this a 6 so that we can assign it with these 2 to the Doom Core in a moment and do a damage there. Is there another one that we can just take out? Yeah, with a 4. We can just kill the Extinction Collider to stop the, whatchamacallit, going back up. Logic Mainframe, we can do 1, 2. Actually, we can kill Logic Mainframe. No, I want to kill the Extinction Collider, I think. We could change... Hold up. We can kill both. Yeah. But then we're going to take damage, which I don't want to do because I might have less than 5 HP. I don't remember. No. So I definitely want to block some of this stuff. 3, 4. So that way it's valid either way. So we'll use this as a shield. We'll damage Extinction Collider. This is used. And then... what were we doing? We can do 2 damage to Logic Mainframe. We might as well, right? This 2 unfortunately won't do anything for us, but it is what it is. So this goes down to 1, and then we'll go ahead and do 1 damage to the Doom Core. Might as well put this as a shield. So it goes down to 3. This is looking pretty good. Regardless of potential past mistakes. And we don't have any machine parts left, so these will just slide down and trigger as per usual. Heal yourself, great, cycle back up, and we'll take 5 damage. All right. I'm feeling pretty optimistic, but we'll have to see what happens. I feel like I'm getting a little too cocky and something really bad's gonna happen. Okay, yeah, oh baby. What did I tell you? That's 1, 2 damage right off the bat. And can we kill it? Not unless I get some lucky rerolls, so we better be careful. Oh, we don't take any damage though, so we might as well. I'm gonna reroll each of these 2s here. Oh, if we get one more 6, we can win. Huh. That is not a 6. Reroll the 4. Huh. Not a 6. Okay, that's fine. That's okay. We could use these 2 6s to kill the Logic Mainframe. Pachow. And Populous Grinder, you're just gonna keep on grinding. I guess we have 5 shields. to block none of the damage. So this will come up, +1 sentience, +1 power. Okay. And, oh, that was technically 4 damage from before, not 5. I just can't count. The tracks zigzag back and forth. I think that's one little thing that with the components being so small is a little bit challenging sometimes to keep track of, like which way you slide it. But that might just be me being scatterbrained as well. Alrighty, here we go. We just need 3 6s. Let's go. A 6, a 5, and can we get a reroll, please? Let's try it. I'm going to start with the 1 since that's the least helpful die. Let's move these over because we have a lot of dice happening here. So I'm going to make this a 6. Reroll number 1. Oh, we only get 3 rerolls. Let's try it. Hey, there we go. So 666. Boom. Doom Core has been defeated. We win immediately. And yeah, if we wanted to, just for laughs, we could make this a 3. We could make these 3s and do 2 damage to Populous Grinder. And then we could re-roll 2 more dice to see if we get 3s. Oh, there's 1! Populous Grinder, the OG machine part, lives to grind more populous. Alright, so regardless of whether or not I was supposed to take a couple more damage, it wouldn't have been in excess of 5. So we were victorious in defeating the Doom Core today. So there you have it. That is a solo playthrough of Doom Machine by Nathan Meunier. Now, other than the obvious buzzwords, solo and micro game, the thing that really caught my eye was the aesthetic, literally. And Nathan Meunier not only designed the game, but I believe created the artwork for the game as well. So 10 out of 10 there. Big props. This one is very eye-catching, and with a lot of micro games, you know, there are some designers that have very good art, but when you're self-publishing and producing, sometimes that's a place that we might skimp on. So really awesome to see designers who also have an artistic hand and can bring that to their games. Now, as far as the gameplay goes, I have to say that one of the things that I do love about it also has to do kind of with the aesthetic. It's that middle in the Venn diagram, and that is the graphic design. I think the cards look really clean in terms of the iconography being printed on the card, even down to the font is really legible and easy to read, but to fit everything on those small cards. And I think that overall the game flow just feels very natural and intuitive once you get into it, because you don't have to learn all that iconography to start with. Again, it's printed on the machine parts for the cards. There's very little investment in terms of getting into the game and getting started and set up. Another thing I want to point out is that the rules for the game are very well written. I'm finding a lot of times with micro games, there's such limited space, and so people will rush to kind of go through the rules and be like, yeah, it's very simple. Like, you know, how could I get this wrong? But there are often a lot of little scenarios or things that are left out that once you play the game, it's very intuitive, but as someone coming and learning the game for the first time, you're left thinking, but wait, what does that mean exactly? Or how does this resolve? With Doom Machine, I think the only little thing that I wasn't entirely sure about straight from the rules themselves was in terms of the dice cycling back up. So if they hit a dead space, they cycle back up. There are a few of these machine part cards that don't have a dead space, in which case if they get to the end of the track, they also cycle back up. So again, something that's intuitive, but not necessarily super clear in the rules. That's the only little thing though. Everything else was really well laid out. Overall, this is a really great package. I think the dice, everything just works together so well. It's a really unique and fun theme. And again, the graphic design and artwork are just absolutely astounding, especially for a game of this size. If I had to choose one thing to kind of pick at, I would say that with a lot of micro games, we do see the backs of cards being used in some capacity. So my only complaint is that there isn't more of this amazingness going on. Again, this is a fantastic little one if you're into sci-fi games, if you like rolling dice, if you're into small micro games. I would definitely check out Doom Machine. I believe at the time of this video, it is currently available on the Game Crafter. That's where I got my copy after missing out on the Kickstarter. I was kicking myself, so very glad that it's up there. Definitely feel free to check it out yourselves, but for me, this is definitely one that's going to be staying in my collection for a long time to come. That's all the time we have for today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing down below, and you can click the bell button to be notified anytime I release a new video. And if you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like to help other people find this video and this game who might enjoy it as much as I have and you have. Thanks again so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye!